Hello, good morning everyone. So good to see you all. Just wanted to continue our practice today, Wednesday morning. Hope you had a beautiful full moon last night. And just want to let you know I will be doing some Zoom yoga classes because my teaching style is really based on interaction with the students, being able to see you and what you're doing, and then moving on from there in the next pieces. So, thought we'd start this morning, get a little bit warmed up. You can be in any comfortable seat. I'm in Virasana. Let me make this so you can see. So I'm in Virasana pose. You're welcome to be in any comfortable seated pose. My heels are together. So you can see, just bringing those heels together, coming to seated, spreading the sits bones wide. If that's not a feasible pose for you, please grab a bolster, sit in simple cross-legged, just really honor your body. Good. And I thought we'd start with the opening chant. Since we are far away, can't see each other, it's nice to connect in that way, to really just tune into this lineage and these teachings, honor all the wisdom that has come before us. So go ahead and bring those palms together, elbows down, and really start to lengthen your spine already. So press through your shins, extend your toes nice and long, and you'll feel that you're almost lifting yourself off of your seat, and the buttocks are drawing down towards the earth. So we have this strong core and engagement with our posture already. So let's inhale. Yogena chatasya padena vacham malam sharirasya chavai chakena yopa karotam radharamoninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu parshakaram shankachakrasitarinam sarhasra sirsam svetam pranamami patanjalim Ari Om. Good morning. So it's just like a lovely way to start the practice. Welcome. Go ahead and get comfortable. Grab your props if you have any. It's nice to grab your cushions or pillows or blocks or straps or blankets, whatever you feel that you'll need. And I thought we'd start. Go ahead and cross your ankles. Bring the legs forward. Good. So really just working with the legs, the foundation. See if you can get this internal rotation of your thighs and just pull your sits bones on back so that we're rolling onto the front sits bones to access the strength of our spine. So mold, sculpt your legs like clay. Good. And then to really strengthen the spine, we're going to have to engage our sits bones. So go ahead and press the sits bones down and roll onto the front of the sits bones. And already you'll feel your spine starting to strengthen, engage, as well as lengthen, make space. Good. So see if you can spread all your 10 toes wide. And then press through the mounds of the big toes, as well as the inner heel. Good. And really engage and lift. Beautiful. So your kneecaps are lifting up your legs and drawing downwards towards the earth. You can use your hands to help you. It can be challenging for some of us to really sit up straight in this pose. So do your best, ground through those sits bones, reach through the earth, and then lift that sacrum skin up towards the ceiling. Good. And go ahead and draw the knees towards the earth. Draw the backs of the thighs towards the earth. And keep rolling and rotating your groins downwards towards the floor. Good. So through that action, we're toning the thighs, we're toning the hips, and we're lengthening the spine. So spread your two sits bones wide. Roll onto the front sits bones. And that's really where we're engaging from in this pose. Go ahead and start to feel the toning that happens across the lower back, across the sacrum. And keep lengthening, get taller. And if you're really feeling this, then you're working from those sits bones, so that's a good thing. If you're really not feeling it, see if you can get on those inside edges of your sits bones. Good. Equal pressure. Good, and then exhale, release, soften. So hopefully you're building that strength. Go ahead and bend your left leg, use your arm. Marichasana is one of my favorite poses. Go ahead and take your right arm up into the air. And again, we're still rolling on the inside edges of our sits bones to work with our spine. So press through your mound of your big toe on your right leg, your straight leg. Keep that heel grounded, don't let it come off the earth. And then exhale, we're going to be twisting all of our organs, our spine. And you're initiating that twist from the very base of the spine. Good. Keep rolling on those inside edges of your sits bones. And see if you can lengthen, make more space all throughout every vertebra. Soften in through your throat, soften in through your face. And go ahead and strengthen and lengthen your leg that's out. Good. And keep drawing your right femur towards the earth, your straight leg femur. And lift the kneecap, really engaging all the way to the top of the thigh. Good. And then exhale. Gently come on out, nice and smooth. Switch legs, use your hands to bend that leg so we can get deeper. And again, pressing through your mound of big toe, lifting this kneecap up to the top of the thigh, drawing the whole thigh down towards the earth in a really strengthening way. And then inhale, right arm up, smooth breathing, lengthening through the spine. Make more space and find more strength throughout your entire spine. And then exhale, twisting in through all the organs, rolling and rotating that belly button around. Good. Really lovely for all the organs, digestive organs, liver, kidneys, adrenals. And working through any tissues that might be stiff or stagnant, really working through that lymphatic system. So twists, as Iyengar always says, are the key to flexibility. And so we're getting into those tissues, moving that lymph, moving that stiffness out of there. Keep twisting from the base of your spine. Chest and head turn last. And press through that left foot, your straight leg. Ground that straight leg to the earth. And exhale, come on out. Good, so we're just going to do that one more time. Still warming up the body this morning. So bending that left leg, bringing that right arm up, make space, exhale, twist around, twisting the belly button, the organs, twisting from the base of your spine and then working your way up. Top shoulders rolling down the back body. Good. Lengthen across the back of the neck. Find the mounds of your big toes, pressing through there. And then exhale, come on out. Opposite side. Getting on the inside edge of your sits bones, pressing through the mounds of big toes. Inhale, lift nice and tall. Exhale, twist. So really working on wrapping the organs around, wrapping the belly button around. Smooth breathing. If there's anywhere that you feel tightness or tension, just breathe into that area. And again, roll onto the inside edges of your sits bones. Press through the mounds of your big toes on both feet. And lengthen. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, twist deeper. Few more breaths. Breathing through the nose, smoothing out your breath. Nice deep inhalation. And exhale, come on out. Good. So hopefully you really felt us working into this region. It's a big lymphatic area, and then working along the spine, that neurolymphatic area, and all through the organs. Okay. So this next pose I actually don't practice very often, and that's kind of why I wanted to do it today, is always keep working on new poses, yeah? So go ahead and take your left foot out. You're going to try and get that foot flat on the floor. And then you're going to get your knee right under your hip. And again, this leg, the kneecap is engaging. So you're not hyperextending here. Slightly bend if you're a hyperextender. And then lift that kneecap and engage it up the thigh. So we're strengthening. And we're already finding length throughout the spine, buttocks toning downwards towards the earth. Good. And then arms out. And then palm facing up. You're going to reach down. In the final pose, this top hand is down as well, but we're going to keep that chest open and twist around, just opening up, lengthening that side waist. Good, smooth breathing. Exhale. Come on up, pressing into this leg, switching sides. So bring your right leg out, bringing that foot flat. Good. Engage the legs nice and strong, lifting that kneecap, engaging the thigh, buttocks dropping downwards. Find length, inhale, palms facing up, exhale, extend over. Smooth breathing. Sinking down. If you're able to get this arm down to the ground, amazing. And then inhale, come up. Good, awesome. So coming into your Virasana, seated pose, sitting on those heels. Otherwise, go ahead and grab a block. So it's nice to have a block that you can sit on. And if you're sitting on a block, then your feet are wide, and get as much height as you need. I'm gonna see what this question is. Hi, Laura, so good to see you, honey. Love you, really thinking about everyone all over. Thanks for popping in, Laura. Sending tons of love to Crested Butte, Gunnison Valley. Sending love to your family. So it's great that we can all drop in together in this way. So go ahead and spread those sits bones wide and get this internal rotation of your thighs. So we're releasing the groins and really softening in through the organs, through the belly. Good. And as those buttocks draw downwards, the sacrum skin lifts upwards. So my butt is not tucked, which is hard on the lower back. My sacrum skin is up, and my buttocks are down. Good. This is nice. You can just spin, arms forward, and really see if you can reach through your ring of your finger and draw these ribs to the wall behind you. Extending, lengthening. Good. And then inhale those arms up, nice and tall. Go ahead and interlace your fingers and then extend upwards. So finding new length here. Breathing, lifting the center heart up towards the ceiling. Nice. So this is strengthening through the neck, through the spine, the shoulders. And then exhale, you're just gonna switch that grasp. It's gonna feel weird. Have the opposite pinky on the outside. And then again, lengthening up, nice and tall, nice and long. Smooth breathing, just so you can get a little bit more height. Get on the inside edges of your sits bones. And then exhale, coming on down. Good. So in the spirit of practicing poses that I don't often do, I thought we'd get them in together. Hello, it's good to see everyone. So this next pose, we've been practicing and doing a lot of warm up as far as this pose goes, but we're gonna do the reverse of that one. So go ahead, take your left leg forward, have a wall, because it's going to be really supportive of you in that way, and press through that mound of the big toe. Good. And then we're going to draw the opposite hand down, that right hand down, and then inhale, come up. So this is a twist, and it's amazing for the whole body, amazingly strengthening, great for all the organs. So you're standing on that left leg, right arm is down, wrists, shoulders aligned, and you're getting this twist rotation up towards the ceiling. And I'm just doing my best to strengthen my legs. And then exhale, come down, beautiful. Other side, bringing your right leg down, straight, left hand down, and exhale, twisting around. So it is challenging to get this leg that's in the air up nice and tall and long. Smooth breathing, engaging this kneecap up, pressing through the mounds of the big toes, and just doing your best to get that twist. And exhale, come on out. So it usually takes us a few times to really learn something. So let's try that again. Bringing your right leg forward, left arm down. Lean up against that wall. Oops, I'm going to twist the opposite direction for you. Good. So it's nice to do it either way. That wall is supported, whether you're hugging it or whether you're away from it, but I kind of enjoy that. Opposite leg, opposite arm, finding that twist. Good, and come on down. So that's a nice one. We're getting a twist throughout the whole spine. You're working the legs, you're working the organs. And then taking those legs nice and wide. Good, so pigeon toe, heels out. Lift those kneecaps up to the ceiling. Draw the buttocks down towards the earth. And draw these front thighs towards the wall behind you. So we're working on strengthening those legs, toning the hips. See if you can get your feet on the same plane. And then arms out wide. Good. And let's have our main focus together be in lifting up these kneecaps and drawing these thighs to this back wall. So engage as much as you can. Pressing in the outside edges of your feet. Keep lifting those kneecaps, keep drawing the thighs to the wall behind you. And begin allowing your glutes, your buttocks to descend to the earth. Good. So I love this pose so much because it's incredibly balancing. You're putting so much focus and concentration on getting equal weight, equal pressure in those feet. And then go ahead and see if you can align your knees right over your ankles and then your hips right over your knees. You might have to hold on to the wall to be able to get that. And then work with this internal rotation on both legs, which is what's going to start toning in through those hips. Smooth breathing. You are working really strong through the pressure of your feet. Thighs reaching back, buttocks drawing down, kneecaps lifting towards the ceiling. And just do your best to find your own center. So whether we're aware of it or not, we all have small, you can bring your hands down, we have small imbalances, a dominant leg, a dominant hand. And this is just giving us an opportunity to level the playing field, even that out. So the more that you can press on the outside edges of the feet, the more that we can start getting into the center, into the core, stacking the spine. And you're also really working on developing your feet, developing your ankles, developing your hips. Sacrum bone, that triangular bone at the base of the spine, is reaching to the wall in front of you. Good. And thighs are reaching to the wall behind you. And we're holding this for a long time because we really are just starting to get into the pose right now. Just starting to find muscles that we don't normally use and start to access those. Just starting to find that balance on our feet. And just starting to be able to incorporate all those actions that we're talking about. So just do as many as you can. Weight on the outside edges of the feet. Again, that's going to start toning your arches, toning your ankles, toning your feet. Kneecaps lifting up towards your hips, up towards the ceiling. And that's going to start strengthening your legs, which will start to strengthen your spine. Buttocks drawing downwards towards the earth to lengthen out that lower back. And the fronts of the thighs reaching to the wall behind you. Again, to strengthen the spine. So keep going with these actions. getting that equal pressure in your feet. You might find that new muscles are turning on in different places. You might find a little bit of shaking. That's you working through your nervous system. If you are shaking, just know that you can really support your nervous system with different herbs, such as adrenal herbs, eleuthero root. There's lots of ways, lots of rest, lots of restorative poses. And just keep going. Imagine that your legs are getting longer. And it's when we hold these poses for a long time that we actually start to make shifts in our body. Keep going. I'm finding new spots the longer that we hold this. For me, it's shifting from one place to another place, then starting to unify. So keep going with whatever you're experiencing. And then from the outside edges of your knees, see if you can extend those outwards. So imagine that from that inside of your thigh, this top area is pulling outwards. Okay, and that's going to be even more strengthening for you. Keep going. Move through any shaking, just breathing through it nice and smooth. Good, and then exhale. Slightly, slowly bend those knees. Walk the feet together. Awesome. How did that feel? So your legs, your pelvis, everything I'm sure shifted, so don't shake it out. It's going to feel weird, but go ahead and just bring your feet together in Tadasana so we can continue on with this dissection that we're doing, this deeper work in the pelvis. Bending those knees and press through those mounds of big toes and inner heels. Good, and we're strengthening the ankles again. So again, the feet have a tendency to have more weight on one side or the other. Really try and balance that out. So press through your mounds of big toes. We're toning the ankles. My knees are bent. Good. And so the more that we can work our feet, the more we're going to get out of this pose. So spread all 10 toes wide, press through the mounds of big toes and inner heels. Begin spreading your sits bones wide to get this internal rotation, which will strengthen the spine. So reach through your sits bones. Draw the buttocks towards the earth. Lengthen the heart, the spine, open and reach upwards. Good. So we're moving into a bit of an Utkatasana chair pose. So keep spreading the sits bones wide. Draw the buttocks downwards. Equal pressure in your feet. Keep getting a deeper bend. And breathe. So we don't want to lean forward. We want to try and stay as upright as possible while sitting a little bit deeper, a little bit at a time. And we're working through the spine and the musculature of the spine, through the pelvis, through the sits bones again, and through the pressure of your feet. Lengthen, extend, press through the mounds of big toes. Act as though your feet are reaching through the earth, which is going to help you engage your energy throughout the whole body. So that's what we're doing oftentimes with this style of yoga, is full body activation. From the tips of the toes to the tips of the fingers, we want to have awareness and engagement. Keep that firm pressure on your feet. Keep lengthening out the spine, toning the spine. Arms might be getting tired. Breathe through it. Exhale, come on up. Beautiful. Amazing. All right, are you feeling your feet being warmed up a bit? Feeling those muscles? We want to work those feet in new ways, for sure. So go ahead and draw your right leg forward. Keep walking out the distance until your wrists and your ankles align. Good. Find your stance. We're getting this external rotation of the front leg, internal rotation of the back leg. So find these actions first. And then come back to the mounds of your big toes. Spread your toes wide. Lift and engage your kneecaps up to your thighs. Tailbone reaching straight down. It's not tucking, it's just lengthening. And through that, find a lift in through here. We want to widen the gap, the space here. Open it up through that lymphatic area. Keep going with this internal rotation of your back leg. Act as though the floorboards are spreading wide. And keep lifting those kneecaps. So I want you to feel your thigh engaged all the way up to the top. So find this area. Inhale, arms up. Looking over your right arm, lifting your kneecaps, engaging the legs, act as though you're spreading the floorboards wide. Exhale, bending. Find that length in your side waist. Drop the hand down. Left arm up. We're getting an external rotation of our arms. Belly button rotating, twisting up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting those kneecaps, keeping the legs strong and firm and engaged. It's the strength of those legs that really translates to the length and strength of the spine. And then exhale, pressing that back leg to come up. Good. Switch that rotation of your feet. Hopefully you're feeling your feet being really active and strong again. Back leg, right leg is getting this internal rotation. Heel is kicked out, toes are kicked in. Front leg is getting this external rotation. And then begin engaging, lifting these kneecaps up. Tailbone reaching down. Taking the arms out, looking over your left arm. Draw the southern tips of your scapulas towards the earth. Spread wide across your collarbones. Smooth breathing. Engage through the pressure of your feet. Keep lifting those kneecaps up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bend. Lengthen your side waist. Twisting the navel and the chest up towards the ceiling. Smooth breathing. Finding that external rotation of your front leg, internal rotation of your back leg. Lengthen. Extend your side waist nice and long. Lift those kneecaps. Exhale, pressing that back leg to come up. Intertwine the feet, switch. Arms up. Press through the mounds of your big toes, spread all your toes wide. Really work this internal rotation of your back leg. Buttocks drawing downwards. Kneecaps lifting upwards. Fronts of your thighs are reaching to the back of the thigh. External rotation of that front leg, bend. Reach, lengthen, twist. Smooth breathing. External rotation of your arms to get more width across your chest. Spreading your collarbones wide. And your buttocks are reaching down towards your heels. Kneecaps lifting up towards the ceiling. Exhale, come up. Good. Last time. Hopefully you're feeling your feet, feeling your legs. We want to tone through those. Get that internal rotation. Buttocks drawing downwards to make space. Kneecaps lifting upwards. So you want to feel strong, powerful in this pose. Spread the floorboards wide. And then lengthen through those arms nice and long. Extend through your feet. Exhale, come down. Lengthening through that side waist. Find that external rotation of your arms. Looking up. Good. Keep those kneecaps lifting, engaging to really support the knees. And see if you can find a little bit more length in your spine. So tailbone lengthening and reaching out the top of the head. Get that weight on the outside edge of your back foot. Lift those kneecaps. Exhale, pressing that back leg to come up. Reach through your feet, lengthen your legs, lengthen your arms, and exhale, come on out. Beautiful. All right, those long timings are good. They're hard, but they're good. Okay. All right. So go ahead, find a bench or a chair, whatever you have at your house. Anything will do. And we want to lengthen through the spine. I think that this one's a little bit tall, so I'm going to bend my elbows to try and get my elbows and my hips aligned. So standing on your right leg, bring your left leg up into the air. And you're getting an internal rotation of both legs. Begin bringing the heart towards the earth. Bend that standing leg if you need to get the pelvis level. Equal pressure in the elbows. Spread your collarbones wide. Bend that standing leg if you have to. Whatever it takes to really draw the southern tips of the scapulas towards the earth. And we're getting that internal rotation of our thighs, pressing through the mounds of the big toes. Lengthen. Now you might be shaking. Keep drawing that back leg up. Exhale down. We're going to come back to that side. Working with those legs bent. Inhale that right leg up. Trying to get that ankle and that shoulder aligned. Again, bending the standing leg if you need to help you get that internal rotation and draw the southern tips of your scapulas towards the earth. Equal pressure in your elbows. Lengthen out the top of your head. Press through the mounds of the big toes. Exhale, come down. Move nice and slow and symmetrical. It'll help you get more out of this. Inhale that left leg up. Equal pressure in those elbows, lengthen through the spine. Smooth breathing. Get that pelvis level. Exhale down. Opposite side. Right leg up. So you're getting that internal rotation of both legs. Lengthening. Working on that heart drawing towards the earth. Exhale down. Good, pausing here for a moment. Pressing through those mounds of big toes. Straightening the legs. Go ahead and whatever height you need, but just lengthen through the spine and draw the fronts of the thighs towards the backs of the thighs. Lengthen the spine, find that internal rotation. Still trying to draw the heart towards the earth. Still trying to draw the sacrum skin up towards the spine. So many of us are going to have to be bent here to get that sacrum skin up, to get the sits bones up. If your back is rounded like this, bend those knees. So we want the sits bones lifting. Good, come on up. Moving that up to the left. Okay, coming to the floor. All right, go ahead and sit on the ground, take your legs wide. And with this one, if you can just slightly scoot yourself forward, it'll help you get a little bit wider. So if you have, boards on the floor that are aligned, see if you can really get your heels on the same board. So, one heel isn't in front of the other. That's going to help you balance out your pelvis more. So trace that line. My heels are off. It's really helpful. Yeah. Good. Okay, so we're opening up the knees. If you're a runner, this was amazing for you. A skier, any kind of athletics, this is really helpful. So just see if you can engage these kneecaps up the thigh and start closing any gap underneath the knee, any gap underneath the ankle, any gap underneath the thigh. So engage the inside of the knee and the outside of the knee towards the earth. Good. And we're just starting to lengthen through the legs. So keep engaging downwards. This is really great for focus and concentration as you engage both legs equally, symmetrically. And you might notice your strong leg or your dominant leg try and take over and press more firmly. Go ahead and get the legs symmetrical. Good. So it's through that downwards pressure into the earth from the backs of the legs that we're starting to lengthen through those hamstrings. And that we're starting to make space in the knee joint. So if you have had any knee injuries, this is really helpful for making space. And that space is going to come by you really drawing the knees down into the earth, keeping the heels grounded. The next way that space is going to come is by rolling your groins down towards the earth. And then engaging from your inside groin, reaching, lengthening that groin towards your heels. Yeah, so now you're starting to get some space in the pelvis. Keep reaching those groins towards the heels. You're opening in that front pelvis. And then keep engaging the backs of your knees and the outside edges of your knees towards the earth. You'll feel the strengthening and toning happen, acting as though you're busting through the earth. And then begin to feel the strengthening and toning in the glutes. So the more that you're releasing wide from those inside groins, the more that you're starting to access these muscles back here, which is our goal. Keep scooting yourself slightly forward, drawing the legs towards the earth equally, and engaging across those buttocks. exhale. So this next one is Kurmasana, it's turtle pose. So bend those legs just slightly using your hands. And then we're going to work on getting our arms underneath. Maybe you see your kids doing this pose all the time, just naturally. So the final pose is where the legs are straight. You don't have to go there. You know, you can get down slower and slower. It might be easy for you to get to the floor, but just honor where you're at. Good. So this is called turtle pose because our back, you could see from the side, it would look like a turtle shell. So it is rounded. And notice how this one really moves you into your sits bones, spreading the sits bones wide, which we talked a fair amount about in this class and in previous classes. So roll on the inside edges of your sits bones, spread them wide. And then exhale, bend those arms to come on out. Ooh, that's a good one. Deep one. Again, working in that lymphatic area. So use your hands to bend those legs, bringing the feet together. This next one, we've been practicing it in previous classes. It's good to do it consistently. So you want to take your left ankle and align it with your left knee. Use your hands to draw that right foot up, drawing that ankle. So your knees and your ankles are going to be aligned. It's not where your ankles are tucked in. They're out. And if you can't get this foot all the way up to your knee, just draw it out a little bit. Okay? So this one seems incredibly hard in the beginning for almost everyone. But it's one of those that if you practice it daily, even over the course of 3 days in a row, you're going to have so much transformation from that knee being way up to starting to work its way down. So if you're having trouble seeing with the black, your ankles and your knees are just stacked over each other. And then we're getting this internal rotation of the thighs. Get on those inside edges of your sits bones because we want to work with the spine. That's our main goal together, is balance the spine, strengthen the spine, lengthen the spine, tone the spine. If anything's crooked or out of place, we want to get it in place, and we want to strengthen the muscles around it so it's supported and stays in place. So that's why we talk about the sits bones so much. Good. If this is your first time doing this pose, it's intense. It really is. You're definitely going to feel it on the outside edges of your hips. If you've done this a few times, maybe you can feel the difference in how far you've come already. But if you did it for 2 to 5 minutes a day, you'd start really feeling that difference. Good. Keep releasing those groins to the earth. Great. So it is amazing. Again, everything we're doing, we're just coming into the center, coming into our core, bringing imbalances and helping them align and strengthen. And maybe you'll notice the impact that that has in your brain, in your nervous system. So when everything becomes aligned, we start to feel a calmness, a peace, moving through that parasympathetic nervous system. And it is simple. So if you were to do some of these practices that we did, even 5 minutes a day, you'd start to notice how that impacts your ability to handle stress, or just your ability to navigate stressful situations, or just your ability to stay in your own joy. So that's what a lot of this is about, is finding your joy and being able to maintain that joy regardless of the circumstances. And obviously that's a practice. Okay, so use your hand to come on out. But that's what I've found to be probably the biggest benefit of yoga for me is we're working with the physical body. Grab that opposite leg, bring it on up. But through that, we're working through so much more. We're working through the organs. We're working through the nervous system. We all have cellular patterns, cellular memories. We're working through those. And so that's why it can be challenging at times. And this pose in particular, you might feel like you're just coming up against your wall of like, ooh, this is hard, I don't want to do this. And that's when you know that pose is incredibly beneficial for you. And of course, you never want to feel any sharp pain or anything like that, but that aching, grueling, if you can just kind of come to your edge and go just a tiny bit farther and hold that. So say you're ready to come out, 30 seconds ago. Try and hold it for another 30 seconds. Try and hold it for another minute. And that's where those real breakthroughs and shifts happen, primarily in our psychology, in our consciousness, but also secondarily in our body. Good. So groins releasing. I promise this gets easier over time. We just have our ankles and our knees stacked and aligned. And then we're just getting a little bit taller. See if you can lift from that center sternum, upwards and forwards at a 60-degree angle, rolling your top shoulders down towards the earth, towards the floor. Palms can be facing up. Smooth breathing. So again, this is one of those moments that can be really challenging, but if you can find your breath, if you can find your inner peace, it's a good practice. Good, just a few more breaths here. Amazing. And then I guess we held the other side a little longer. So a few more breaths. Lengthen that spine. Spread the sits bones wide. Go ahead and press through your mounds of your big toes. Spread all 10 toes wide. And then gently use your hands to come on out. So we're being really gentle with our bodies because we're doing a deep dissection. We're going really deep. So you can just bring those ankles in, come into your center, ground those sits bones. Good. And this pose is a little bit easier to find that inside edge of your sits bones. And so when I'm not on the inside edges of my sits bones, see how my spine just slumps? And then as soon as I work on the inside edges of my sits bones, I find a foundation and a strength in my pelvis, and that translates all the way up. So really working on lengthening, extending, palms facing up. And this in itself is an amazing practice because you're toning throughout your organs, throughout your spine. So armpit, chest lifting, top shoulders descending, sacrum skin lifting. Good. Lift from that center heart. This again is a practice. If you can just catch yourself throughout your day, whatever you're doing, whether you're sitting at your desk, whether you're waiting in line at the grocery store, see if you can find this lift of this chest upwards and forwards. It's opening, it's spreading wide. Good. And then switching. So it is nice to work on these foundations together, the simplicity of sitting, because we can actually get a lot of yoga in when you're just sitting at home, you're playing with your kids, whatever it is you're doing. But if you can just bring a little bit of that awareness of your sits bones and your spine, then you can get your yoga in. Southern tips of the scapulas reaching towards the front of the room, opening, broadening across the chest. And hopefully you're feeling toning throughout the body. See if you can get both sits bones equal in weight. Good. And then exhale, gently come out there. So for this next one, just want to check the time real quick. Hi. Oh, hello to Dr. Robert Morris and everyone in that crew. I really love you all so much. And if you don't know, Dr. Morris has totally transformed my life for the better. Helped me to completely heal my body and my spine. And that was just through alkaline foods and herbs and getting the kidneys filtering. So always reach out with questions about that subject. Definitely my passion. And this next one, I want to work a little bit more with opening up our hearts. So we only have a little bit, like a minute. You could stay longer if you want to, but I do want to get this pose in. If you don't have a bolster, use a couch cushion, but this is to open up the heart. So rolling those top shoulders down the back of the body, extending back, bringing the knees together so the knees are touching and the feet are wide. And then the heart is opening. So it's a beautiful pose. And act as though you're, I'll give you this view too, if you can see. So you're drawing your shoulders down towards the earth. Hi, Kaylee. Sending love to you. Saw our pictures from Hawaii the other day, and it was really special, so I love you. So this pose, if you want to talk about nervous system restoration, adrenal restoration, this is your pose. So how lovely is it to get the heart open? Really good for boosting mood, self-worth. If you're ever dealing with any sadness, this is the pose. So knees together, feet wide, lifting the heart, drawing the top shoulders towards the buttocks, reaching those buttocks away from your head. Trying to get straight in this camera. So keep drawing the buttocks away from your head, scooping them towards your heels, lifting this armpit chest, rolling the top shoulders down, and find equal weight in your feet. So press those feet downwards, which is going to help you get more opening in your heart and your chest. Scoop those buttocks towards your heels to make more length, and then lift in this heart and see if you can actually lift away from your bolster. Shoulders are on the floor, but get that lift. Palms facing up. So again, we can work on this one in a really toning way that supports the nervous system by pressing in through the feet, scooping the buttocks, lifting the heart. It's very active. And you can also work on it in a relaxed, restorative way. So I've let go of all the actions. And this is for days when you're just really tired. But I love to do both. I really love to bring the active points into this pose. You're actively lifting the heart, lifting the chest, pressing through the feet. And you'll notice, again, if you hold this for long enough, you'll start to have breakthroughs. You'll start to make major shifts in the nervous system, in the chemistry of the brain. It's also really working with our thymus gland, our endocrine system. So if you can hold this pose for at least 10 minutes, whatever amount you have, but there's like a magic that happens at that 10-minute point where that nervous system, the brain chemistry really shifts. So experiment with it and get back to me. Tell me what you notice. And spreading wide in those collarbones. Good. And just one more moment here. Go ahead and relax. I'm just working active. Soften. Keeping those knees towards each other. Good. And then scoot yourself back, off, and roll on out. All right. So, really good to drop in with everyone. Thank you so much for coming and practicing and leaving comments. Let's just go ahead and sit on those front sits bones. Grab your bolster, something to sit up on, a block. Getting this entwining. Palms together. And notice that my elbows are weighted, like they have weights versus out. Draw those elbows down so that you can lift that heart a little bit more. Engage and strengthen through the glutes. And let's inhale together to do an Om together to really close this practice. So inhaling to the top of your breath, we're going to pause. Exhale to the bottom of your breath, pause. And inhale for an Om. Namaste. Love you all so much. It's fun just seeing students and like imagining practicing with you and can totally see your smiles, and yeah, love y'all. And I will be doing some Zoom classes because I really love being able to see and interact with students, and as we're practicing together, it's just such great feedback. So then I kind of know what to work on next based on who shows up and what you're working on personally. And so I'll be doing that, and I'll send you the link. Just reach out to me. And let's see, next Saturday I have a free health workshop happening with 3 other detoxification specialists, including my sister. And it's going to be really special. We'll talk a bit about immune function and also just how to have optimal vitality and joy and feel really empowered in your health and what's possible there and feasible there. And just little tips and tools for supporting ourselves internally in our internal terrain so that we can have healthy immune function and just like really a lot of vitality and energy. So tune into that. Again, I have a private link for that. It will be a Zoom call. So please reach out to me. Would love to share that information. It's just my passion. It's what's helped me to heal my body and have so much freedom in my life, and I'm just forever grateful for that, so always happy to share it. Love you. Please drop any comments or questions, and I'll get back to you. And if there's anything that you really want to work on specifically for next class, also let me know, and we'll put together a little series for that. All right, love you, and talk soon.